Good evening and welcome to my vlog. Tonight it's a kind of call to arms. For the last few weeks I've been video editing. At the moment I'm video editing research ed stuff, and part of my business is to go out there, find interesting stuff in education, to film it and to disseminate it. Sometimes people pay me for it, other times I do it pro bono. But I have been looking for a way in the last few years to create a teacher-to-teacher TV channel on the web that is current and that increments week on week and reflects the issues of the day. Now, I've been searching for a platform to be able to do this. In the past I've used Livestream, and I still do use Livestream. I use podcasting technology, and I take films like this and upload them and post-produce them and stuff like that, which takes a hell of a long time. Recently I came across a discussion site, a bit like Google Hangouts, so it's much simpler. It's called blab.im. And most of the stuff I've seen, and it has been quite trivial, or it's been selling. It's beginning to get more interest from academics and for people who are more into the cerebral side of things. And I recently was playing with some software I bought years ago called Wirecast, which enables me to bring up films and post them out through sites, through the browser. So something like blab.im is perfect for a discussion forum or a debate forum between educationalists, a bit like something like Newsnight or a magazine program, an arts magazine program. So I now have the technology to be able to push out films I've made before, and most of these films are made on broadcast cameras, but I'm increasingly moving towards using iPhones, especially iPhones and certain apps that enable me to do filming and interviewing and good sound quickly and efficiently. For example, I'm doing dual sound for this broadcast, and I'm using an iPhone 6, which I've got a microphone into my lavalier, which is around my neck or clipped onto my t-shirt. And I can quickly sync that sound in post. But I could just as easily have put a microphone next to the iPhone and film this on an iPhone. Anyway, the idea is to build a platform through blab.im, through the medium of Wirecast, whereby every week, or maybe that's too ambitious, every fortnight or even every month, there is a live online debate. And the forum of the show will be this. I would introduce it. I would show some films that I had taken of current events and interviews of people going the rounds. I would then invite one or two people or three people in to debate the current issue with each other serially, and then have a discussion. Now, if you don't know blab.im, I would go along to http://blab.im and have a look, join up and have a look. You may not think much of it, but I've got a little video below this in my blog to show you the sort of thing I'm capable of doing using Wirecast technologies. So I can actually create a TV studio in my front room. I mean, I've got an editing suite and I have done this before. The idea would be to have the introductory film, a bit like a format of a magazine program, then have a live discussion in the browser with people, and then afterwards maybe have voting or have a reaction on Twitter. And the idea is to have people engaged in live discussion who are really up for that. And that's what I'd like to see. There are a lot of people who are excellent at blogging, and they are able to sit down and blog in an evening. I don't know where they get the time, being full-time teachers, mind you. And I'd like to see that talent come over to media. But I'd also like to be able to teach people how to film brief vignettes or stories about current issues or their schools. And I'm quite prepared to do that, but I need some financial backing for that. And as always, it's not cheap. But if there are sponsors out there who like this idea and would like to sponsor it, then please do get in touch. At the same time, I've got a host of people lined up ready to sort of go with this. They are all overachievers, but I think it would be interesting to give this a go and see what happens. It's a fascinating concept to be able to create teacher-to-teacher media, and I just wonder how the whole thing will go down. It may fall flat on its face, but then I'm always up for trying new things. But this has been a vision for a number of years now, and I think I'm getting close to the holy grail of being able to create content in an evening, on the fly, and quality content. So if you are interested in being on the show and debating and discussing, or just lurking in the chat room, which is down the side, please do. It will be beginning in 2 weeks' time. I'm not going to say who's on the show because I'm still finalising bits and pieces with people, but that's my vision for the future. So the other thing I want are people who can research topics quickly and push things and resources towards me, because I can actually flag up in the show before we start the discussion some of the context around what the discussion is going to be about, if that makes sense. So I'm looking for sponsorship for the show, number one, to get the time to do it, and number two, to be able to train up researchers, and number three, to be able to train up people to use smartphones to make small stories, journalistic stories to do with that. Now, I'm looking at Schools Week and I'm looking at the TES at the moment, but if you're an educational company, get involved, because this is